A glorious afternoon for football as Thunderstruck rings out over Cornubia Park. The start of our Super Saturday as we start off with FQPL action from Cornubia Park between Logan Lightning and Peninsula Power. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rafe Griffin with you in commentary this afternoon. Third place Logan Lightning still searching for that second promotion spot in the FQPL. Peninsula Power, as we know, wrapped up the premiership some time ago now, and Logan will need to collect all 3 points to try and keep that promotion race alive. As we take you through the squad list for the home side this afternoon, Royce Brownlee, the player coach, in the lineup this afternoon. While for Peninsula, Sam Cronin made a return from injury off the bench last week against Capellaba, and it will be the same here this afternoon. Logan Lightning couldn't do it without the support of their sponsor, Harvey Norman at Logan Home, and Peninsula Power thankful for the ongoing support of Rate International Freight and Furnex Commercial Furniture. Match officials scurrying away to their various positions. They're of course powered by Total Tools. And the referee this afternoon is Trent Sleeman, and he'll be assisted by Jory Evans and Alex Horn. So the final checks being made of the respective goal nets. Peninsula with first possession on this Saturday afternoon at Cornubia Park. Let's see, remain close. In shot for Peninsula. Looks like we're just about ready to go. Not the biggest crowd as we'd expect with the earlier kickoff, but still numbers are plenty at Cornubia Park as you can feel that atmosphere reign around the crowd with the music. And we're underway. FQPL round 24 from Cornubia Park. It is Logan Lightning hosting Peninsula Power. First touch of the ball for Dylan Brent. For Logan, the number 2 this afternoon. Harassed there was the Peninsula player in Josh Woolley, but free kick, says the referee. Won by Logan Nguyen Kim. Take you through the Logan lineup. In goal is Mitch Thorne, 2 Dylan Brent, 3 Daniel Crack, 5 Jamie Vesey, 7 Xander Guy, 9 Royce Brownlee. Just breaking momentarily as an attack opens up for Peninsula Power. It's Briggs who's made his way into the area. Blocked by the defence. Throw-in decision will go Logan's way. Just continuing the Logan lineup. 10 George Barbarousis, 13 Lyndon Farr, 14 Jed Brown, 16 Nguyen Kim, and 23 is the skipper, Richie Greer. Reserves for Logan this afternoon are Nick Santinella, Alex McLennan, the reserve keeper, Dylan Hostland, Reese Fisher, and Basha Nur. Disputed possession on the halfway line. Ball placed forward by Farr in the direction of Brownlee. Peninsula lineup this afternoon. Jake Reesby, as always, in goal. 3 Matt Boyd, 4 Daniel Cunha, 6 Ramon Close, 7 Dean Briggs, 8 Josh Woolley, 10 Tom Strickland, 11 Richie Hurlin, 15 Sam Roper, as it breaks here for Brownlee at the edge of the box. And first shot for the notice marksman ends up on the road behind the right-hand side of the goal. It's continuing that Peninsula lineup. 15, Sam Roper. 17, Jimmy Fairgrieve. 20, Trent McAvoy. And the reserves this afternoon are Alex Warrilow, Luke Plummer, Jordan Dozzy, Sam Cronin. And the reserve keeper is Jared Pollock. So Jake Reesby with the hat on. Bit of a stiff breeze coming through Cornubia Park. You could probably notice that ball holding up in the air. So Logan will have the advantage of the wind in this first half. And probably both keepers with Jake Reesby. There'll be balls coming in from his left for Mitch Thorne. Balls coming in from his right. He might be a little bit inconvenienced in this late afternoon sun. Too far there for Brown to chase down. Briggs nods on, attempting to find close. Roper it is for Peninsula. Now close is found. Briggs could link up with Strickland at Xander Guy. And now far. Close. Calling it for out and left is Briggs. Instead they'll come out on the right through Fairgrieve. Peninsula power. Fairgrieve delivers the ball in towards Close. Getting a foot on it in the nick of time was Crack. As Logan scurry away out of their defence. Roper, heavy ball back for his keeper in Reesby. Boyd. Reesby. And the skipper McAvoy. Hurlin. Played his 100th game for Peninsula Power last week. In fact, it might have been his 150th, I should say. Ball's crossed the line. Booted in by Hurlin. Thorne backtracking. Hurlin perhaps spotting the keeper off his line and attempted the lob, but Thorne backtracking in time. There were some nervous moments. Ball coming off the fingertips, but all clear for the Logan custodian in the end. Meanwhile, at the other end, opens up for Guy, plays the square ball in, defended away by Boyd. Last time these sides met, it was a 1-1 draw. Logan, the only side to take points off Peninsula this year so far. There's an early goal to Logan through George Barbarousis in the first minute on that time round, and Logan Lightning looking for an early opener again. Away by Hurlin. Crack in the air. Held momentarily with Strickland. Referee was looking for the advantage. It didn't come off for Peninsula, so he will go back. As we know, Peninsula undefeated through 22 games. As I said, Logan the only side to take points off them in a 1-1 draw in the reverse fixture earlier this year. 21 wins and a draw for Peninsula, no losses. And last week in their comprehensive 7-0 victory against Capella cracked the century. 102 goals now scored for the season for the team down Redcliffe Way. Influential has been that man Dean Briggs. Touch on by Brownlee for Guy. Once again, Peninsula retreat all the way back to Jake Reesby. Logan looked like they were coasting towards second spot around about 4 to 6 weeks ago, but a bit of an injury toll in recent weeks as Briggs builds up here again. It's caused a dash in their promotion hopes, dropping to third at the end of the previous round after having the bye, and Eastern Suburbs collecting the 3 points against the Waibay Buccaneers. Free kick going Peninsula's way. So Logan sitting in third position at the moment. 13 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. 59 goals for and 33 against. Hear that wind whipping through our effects mic as Hurlin will have the free kick, 2 in the wall for Logan, defended by Guy and Barbarouses. Straight into the hands of Mitch Thorne though. The Peninsula convincing last start winners, 7-0 against Capella down at John Fredericks, AJ Kelly I should say. Logan had the bye last week. Just 1 win in their last 4 for the home side before going on a 6-win streak in the matches that preceded that. This is the first of the 6 matches in the FQPL this weekend. The other games being played, 4 of those tonight, with the Wide Bay Buccaneers kicking off in the next hour at home against Wolves FC. Can Wide Bay come up with at least a point prior to the end of the season? Still sitting on a bagel at the bottom of the ladder. A good reward for them at least to come away with 1 competition point as Hurlin turn. Once again, it's straight to the keeper. Woolley was on that far side. Then also tonight we've got Capella hosting Sunshine Coast Wanderers. Capella out of the finals race, but they're certainly going to have a heavy say over the next few weeks as to who will make the Final 4. Some tricky games for those teams in finals contention against Capella. It's father versus son. Matt Chandler coaches Sunshine Coast Wanderers. His son Sam is the goalkeeper for Capella. Fairgrieve delivers high. Once again, Thorne able to collect the ball unheeded. Now Woolley gets on his bike on the right-hand side. Vesey with the defending. Roachdale Rovers travel to the Whites Hill Reserve to take on the Holland Park Hawks, and Roachdale need to get the 3 points there to have any hope of staying in the finals race. Realistically, if they can't collect the full quotas tonight, they're probably out of the running. Ball goes right across the face of the defenders, and they're forced to play it out for a corner with Briggs lurking in close proximity. Briggs plays this one in towards the 6-yard box. Referee spots a free kick against Boyd, who's blowing up. South in a similar position to Roachdale after that stoppage time loss to Sunshine Coast Wanderers last week. They host Mitchelton over at Wakeley Park. And then tomorrow to round out round 24. You'd figure that the Tigers should win against Ipswich Knights, but always a tough little trip on a Sunday afternoon out to Bundamba. As Briggs lines this one up and off target. Yeah, those teams from 2 through 6 and 7 all in contention for a final spot and all desperately need to grab maximum points. The remainder of the rounds to go. Southside Eagles have the bye in this particular round. Roger Hunter's men can have a bit of a rest this weekend after forcing a late draw against Rochedale at Underwood Park last week. As always, you can join in the conversation. Any thoughts you've got around who might make the finals? Thoughts on this game? Where you're watching in from? Love to know. Drop us a comment on the Facebook post. Roper. Hurlin. Once again driven in the direction of Briggs, and that wind helps out Briggs there at a corner as Crack once again is forced to play it across the byline. Briggs gives the signal in towards the near post this time. Way by Kim. There's a Peninsula player down in the background. I think it might be Matt Boyd, who's copped some sort of a knock for his trouble. Just needs a bit of time to compose himself and get back to his feet. Might have taken a bit of a head knock, just clutching at his head to see whether there might be any exposed skin. Looks like he'll be right to continue. Referee's going to drop the ball for Mitch Thorne. No, he's not. He's going to go out where it was actually stopped. I thought Trent Sleeman for a moment was just going to drop it at the edge of the 6-yard box. He'll drop it at the edge of the area. And allow play to restart. Greer. It's far there in the 13 shirt for Logan. Contest between Brent and Briggs that Brent got the better of. Both sides just having problems at the moment getting out of that midfield. Both midfields putting the pressure on each other, and it's really squeezing the play in the middle of the park at the moment. But here's Guy McAvoy. Calling for it was Briggs. This is Vesey. Kim for Brown. Guy. Greer looping down the right-hand side of the pitch. Kim gets involved again. It's Cunha for Peninsula, however. Briggs knocking it forward. Well anticipated by Woolley. He's able to make an entry into the box. Barbarousis. Guy trying to link up with his coach, Royce Brownlee. Fairgrieve. End-to-end stuff at the moment. Close. Touchback for Fairgrieve. He looks for some contact. Strickland. Flat-footed was Briggs. Close is going to come in and tidy up the scraps and score the first goal for Peninsula Power. 17 minutes in. Logan guilty of not being able to clear out defensively. And Ramon Close enters double figures in terms of goals scored in the 2018 season. His 10th goal of the season, Ramon Close, in the FQPL. And Logan Lightning have a 1-0 lead. So the anticipation of Josh Woolley in making his run down the right-hand side was unmarked by the Logan players. And through a series of passes after that, Logan not being able to clear their defensive lines, it's allowed the Premiers-elect to have the opening goal of this round 24 FQPL encounter. Briggs this time. The corner of the box, confronted by Brent. Briggs continues to fight hard for his side. Clearance from Crack. Now Brownlee. Barbarousis and Guy also there. Deep in the corner for Logan Lightning. Good afternoon to those that have given a bit of a shout out this afternoon, including Anna and Elf Stockel. Another big afternoon of football it is indeed, isn't it, Elf? Statistician for Eastern Suburbs, as I said, making the trip out to Ipswich Knights tomorrow afternoon. In the box seat for that promotion spot at the moment. Even though Peninsula have been the runaway premiers, still no shortage of storylines in the remaining 3 weeks of the FQPL regular season. Hello to Sue. Relieving free kick for Peninsula. Played by Strickland for Fairgrieve. Jimmy Fairgrieve. So underrated, as I've said previously in previous matches. Just gets about doing his job, no fuss. Been a vital cog of Peninsula Power's title win this season. Cunha. Briggs. Close was the man they were looking for. It was a bit of an off pass from Dean Briggs. Speaking to Peninsula Power assistant coach Ben Ryan prior to the start of the game, saying he was relatively confident. He'd probably go, yep, that's probably an obvious statement given where Peninsula have gone this season. But I guess there probably are worries that when you do wrap up the title so early, the tendency to perhaps switch off. But Ben Ryan basically saying that the boys know their jobs. We don't have to say much to them anymore. It's pretty much like clockwork. Definitely no signs of complacency. As I said, that they wanted to get to that 100 goals. They've done that now, and now the aim for the rest of the season will be to try and keep this undefeated streak intact and then go on to win the grand final in around about, 5 weeks' time will be, 4 weeks' time. Far. Roper cuts that one out. Briggs. Another build up into the box for Power. Back post this time. Once again, Crack, crucial in cutting out the attacking rate of Power. Well, they're still looking lethal again at the edge of their front third. Roper falls backwards with Strickland. Briggs. He's got about 3 circling him, Dean Briggs. Eventually, Logan able to come away with the ball. Boyd was very quickly at the Brownlee. He is close. He's already scored 1, forced away from goal. Briggs curls 1 in straight to the keeper, however. Super Saturday on the Football Queensland live streams. This match coming your way from the FQPL, but stick around after this one. The massive clash in the NPLW, first versus second. Coming your way with Darren Lutton. Greer. He's coming away after this one at 6 o'clock. Lions in second place take on the Gap. In first place in the NPLW. Join Darren Lutton on the Football Queensland live stream on Facebook and YouTube for that one. Coming up immediately after this one here at Cornubia Park finishes. And then tomorrow, Simon Smale with you from the Corporate Travel Management Stadium. Brisbane City, their race towards the finals is over. They won't be playing in the postseason, but it's a critical match for North Queensland. A crucial win for them at home last week against Redlands to put themselves out of the relegation zone, but they'll still need further points in order to avoid that fate at the end of the season. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock you can join Simon for the NPL game between Brisbane City and North Queensland United. Once again on the Football Queensland Facebook page and YouTube channel. It's a free kick here to Peninsula. The corner of the box. Driven in by Hearn, looked like, punched away by Thorne. Roper had a first touch on it, then tried a second time round to blast it through the pack. Scramble inside the box, off the upright from Boyd. And can Peninsula clear? Leaving goal kick, so once again that Logan goal coming under pressure from the Peninsula attack. Oh so close from Boyd to finding a second goal onto the woodwork. And Logan have escaped again. Sticking his hand up was Dylan Brent. That's where the ball came towards, but Thorns has just mismatched the wind prevailing behind him. Fraction over hit in this wind at Logan's back in this first half. Hurlin. Shape to stick it out on the right. Now he does. Good win by Kim in the air. Roper gives away the free kick. Far. Hurlin. Crucial there because Brent was going down that right-hand wing at a rate of knots. Hurlin. I should say, I've got my Richies confused. Greer close. Close inside the 6-yard box. Couldn't get a shot away. And Kim, as Peninsula keep on tightening the screws on that Logan defence. At the moment, you're just sensing that it's just a matter of time before the second goal comes for Peninsula. Boyd's effort onto the upright, a near effort there from close. Logan not having too many answers at the moment. What can Barbarouses conjure up, however? And fouled by Cunha on his way through. Guy. Merlin has half an effort. Not enough to make a mistake that Guy could pounce upon. Plenty of Peninsula shirts there in assistance. Boyd. Sent along onto the right-hand side. Headed away by the Logan player. Brownlee. Probably playing a little bit more than what he would like to have had, Royce Brownlee. In the middle of the season was pretty much starting off the bench and not needed as a substitute, but in recent weeks has appeared back in the starting 11 in an attempt to try and get his side toward promotion to the NPL in 2019. How's it going to hang there for Briggs? Kim. Barbarouses. Just a heavy touch. Cunha almost able to take possession away from the New Zealander. Up in the air by Hurlin. In the hands of Jake Reesby. Snatches off the hat. Briggs is free on this left-hand side. He's calling for it. He's got the hand up. Message just not quite coming. Perhaps Woolley has heated it. Free kick once again to Peninsula Power. Almost half an hour into this round 24 FQPL encounter at Cornubia Park. If you have just joined us, it was Ramones Close's 17th minute goal that separates the side at the moment. 1-0 to the visitors in Peninsula Power over Logan Lightning. I'll be able to see the Mini-Droog game in progress on the field across the way from us. Free kick taken. Secondary effort for the Power, and Hurlin once again attempting to drive across in towards the box. Heavy win by Fairgrieve. Strickland. Briggs. Dean Briggs. Dances his way into the box, and referee no hesitation in pointing to the spot with Dylan Brent bringing down Dean Briggs. And Peninsula Power now with the opportunity to double their advantage from the penalty spot. Richie Hurlin will be the man to step up and take it. Mitch Thorne's gone off to the side, try and compose himself, take a drink of water. I think he's copped a bit of a tip from his goalkeeping coach in Mark Askew. And Richie Hurlin to step up from the penalty spot here for Peninsula Power. Mitch Thorne tapping that crossbar, trying to put Hurlin off. Here comes the attempt from Hurlin. Expertly put away from 12 yards in the 31st minute. Richie Hurlin scores his 4th goal of the season from the penalty spot this time. And Peninsula now out to a 2-0 lead with under a quarter of an hour until the half-time break. So it's an uphill battle now for the home side to get back into this game against the Premiers-elect. Dylan Brent, unfortunately, conceding the foul inside the box to Dean Briggs. Left it for Hurlin to take the penalty. Dean Briggs sitting 4th on the FQPL Golden Boot standings at the moment. after returning from injury a couple of weeks ago. Scored in the last 8 games that he's played for Peninsula. Looking to extend that streak out to 9 today if he can put one into the back of the net. Here he is, the Englishman. Came off the bench last week in that 7-0 win against Capella. Came on in the 56th minute and still managed to score 2 goals in the remaining 35 minutes that he had on the park. Barbarousis leaves it for Brown, Jed Brown, whose brother was involved in the FFA Cup during the week for the Gold Coast Knights, who put up a really magnificent effort down at the Seabus Super Stadium at Robina, but ultimately fell short. Plenty of chances for the Gold Coast Knights, just couldn't put them away. And the A-League's Newcastle Jets progressed through the round of 16 for their first time after that 1-0 win against the Gold Coast Knights last week. And Brisbane Roar going down an extra time to Melbourne City in the 120th minute. Unfortunate concession at Dolphins Oval, or Dolphins Stadium. So we had 2 teams already through to the round of 16, the 2 that competed from Queensland in the middle of the week. Couldn't get the job done. And that round of 16 draw, of course, came out in the middle of the week. Both the remaining Queensland sides drawing A-League opponents. Cairns will be at home to Sydney FC on Tuesday week. And Lions, a big clash against Adelaide United on Wednesday fortnight, 29th of August. We all know what happened to Adelaide United last time they played an NPL Queensland side. That famous win of Redlands back in 2016. Lions will be looking to replicate Redlands' efforts. That ball's going to end up towards me. Greer. Boyd backwards, however, Reesby there to mop up. Just over 10 minutes until the half-time break. Peninsula in control, 2-0. Oz goals, you're late to the party. Did you miss anything? Well, you've missed Ramon Close's goal in the 17th minute, and maybe you caught Richie Hurlin's successful penalty attempt in the 31st. This is Briggs. Roper again after receiving the ball back from Woolley. Junior. Fairgrave battling against Farr. It's Guy for Logan. Leading scorer for the Lightning this season. Hasn't scored in his last 2 after going on a 4-game scoring streak prior to that. Looking to get back in the goals today and assisting his side for that promotion spot or getting into the final series. Still not guaranteed for the Lightning at this stage, with the points table seeing Peninsula on top on 64. Eastern Suburbs in second on 44. 1 point behind is Logan on 43. Sunshine Coast Wanderers in fourth on 40 after that win against Souths last week. South 37 in 5th, Rochdale on 34, and Mitchelton on 32. The Wanderers can claim a win against Capalaba tonight. That would officially knock Mitchelton out of the finals race. Sunshine Coast win and a Logan win would knock Rochdale Rovers out of the race. Kim hands it over to Fairgrieve. Fairgrieve angling towards the corner, able to deliver a cross in. There's no blue shirts waiting, however, so no pressure for Thorne to collect. McAvoy wins the race there against Brownlee. Yeah, Briggsy knows what's going on there. Just put a hand into the back of Lyndon Farr. Referee Trent Sleeman had a relatively easy decision to make. Reesby still with that sun slightly inconveniencing him. There's more sun at his end of the ground compared to the other keeper and Mitch Thorne, who virtually has no obstruction from the sun anymore. Reesby will be obstructed for the remainder of this first half. Once again, the ball holding up in the breeze. Cunha able to keep it in. Ooh, sliding challenge in there near Brownlee. Took some exception to it. He got off his feet, Cunha, but gives the thumbs up to Trent Sleeman, I think, in his explanation. But Cunha, that could have gone all wrong. Hurl it. Close. Free kick picked out by the referee. 5 minutes to the break. Can Peninsula strike again? Richie Hurlin having an animated chat with the referee Trent Sleeman, perhaps about that Cunha challenge on Brownlee. Haven't seen a card dished out yet this afternoon. See Briggs deliver this free kick. Bounce might have been a little bit troublesome for Thorne. Brown. Oh, it's hit our camera. Straight into it. Perfect aim from that player. Had to take evasive action. Cameraman's heart rate has raised about 40 beats in the last minute or so. 3D into your video feed this afternoon if you're watching on. Roper. Cunha. Briggs. It's a familiar theme at the moment from Peninsula. Now check the stats and I'm sure that will be backed up. Logan haven't really troubled the Peninsula keeper in Jake Reesby at all. Brownlee. Needs some magic from the experienced NSL and A-League player, Royce Brownlee. Queensland Roar in the earlier days, as well as Wellington Phoenix. Meanwhile, it's a contemporary Briggs dancing his way towards the edge of the box. Corner here for the visitors. We've had 62% of the possession compared to 38 for their opponents. 2 shots at goal for Logan, both off target. 11 for Peninsula Power, with 7 of those on target. Two minutes to the break. Punched away by Thorne. There's a couple of players who are down. Now the ball's ended up in the back of the net. The referee's blown the whistle after Briggs got the shot away. There's a Peninsula player down. I think that's Cunha, and the keeper for Logan is down in Thorne. Now Benny Ryan's going to come over and have a chat to the linesman. And quite probably rightly asking, well, the ball was put away after or before the goal was, the whistle was blown. So that's a contentious one. It was Cunha. He's back to his feet. The Logan keeper in Thorne also back to his feet. How's he going to restart this one? It's a drop ball. Well, dearie me. Okay, yep, there were 2 players down, but play did continue, and only did it stop after Briggs put the ball away. That'll be a talking point. Even though Peninsula are comfortably doing this 2-0 ahead at the moment, it's probably the right decision in terms of looking after player welfare, but probably just the process not 100% there. Anyway, there's not too many real complaints from the players. As I said, Ben Ryan, the Peninsula assistant coach, had a question. He might have a chat to Trent Sleeman on the way to the sheds at half-time. Into stoppage time now. Might get a couple of minutes of it with a couple of stoppages for injury. Played on by Close. Heavy challenge coming in from Barbarousis. Close sizes up the keeper. It was Vesey with the block. And Logan looked like, well, they'll escape to half-time without conceding another. Well, that was another close call. Bessie on. Greer. Brownlee's got goal side of Boyd, but the experienced defender recovers. Referee looking to his assistant as to whether it was Brownlee or Boyd who got the last touch. It's adjudged to have been Brownlee. So it can't be too long now until the half-time whistle is blown. Reesby is straight across the far touchline. Briggs and Kim get tangled. Heavy clearance away from Hurlin, but it will land here at the feet of Strickland. Woolley. Woolley's going to go himself from long range. Deflected for Close, who tries to find his way through. He's given away the free kick in the process. Perhaps there is time for Peninsula to find one last goal. Can Briggs make up for that earlier effort? Hurlin. And the referee blows the half-time whistle here at Cornubia Park in this round 24 Football Queensland Premier League match. It is Peninsula Power who lead 2-0 at the break. Goals to Ramon Close in the 17th minute, and you can see the Peninsula Power players, as well as assistant coach Ben Ryan, telling Sam Roper to walk away and just seeking clarification of that earlier incident. Richie Hurlin added a goal in the 31st minute from the penalty spot. Players are going to take a break. The animated discussion will continue, but here at Cornubia Park, Peninsula Power lead Logan Lightning by 2-0. Chance now for Riding. Deegan Riding! Good hit! Good hit! What a goal!
Football is my favorite. I love playing it with my friends.
When I score a goal, I celebrate and dream of playing for the Celtic Socceroos.
And this is where it all starts, with the Aldi Mini-Roos kickoff program. I grab my shin pads, boot bag, drink bottle and bowl, then join my mates for some fun.
It's great. We learn new skills every week through games and activities. These help us learn about teamwork and respect for others.
My mum cheers me on the sidelines. She loves watching me play. She likes it that football is such a safe sport.
But best of all,
we make lots of new friends.
And if we are lucky, we might run into the LD Miniroos ambassadors.
Wow, it's Archie Thompson. He's a legend.
And Steph Catley from the Westfield Matildas. She is amazing.
Come and join Australia's biggest football program for kids. Come and join us.
I could watch them all day, even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Football is my favourite. I love playing it with my friends.
When I score a goal, I celebrate and dream of playing for the Caltex Socceroos.
And this is where it all starts, with the Aldi Miniroos kickoff program. I grab my shin pads, boot bag, drink bottle and bowl, then join my mates for some fun.
It's great. We learn new skills every for games and activities. These help us learn about and respect for others.
With me on the sidelines. She loves watching me play. She loves it that football is baseball.
Basketball,
And lots of new
And if we are lucky, we might run into the LD Miniroos ambassadors.
Wow, it's Archie Thompson, he's a legend.
no happy from the Westfield Matildas. She is amazing.
Come and join Australia's biggest football program for kids. Come and join us.
I'd watch them. Even though you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis. When you get chances, it's important to make them count. After Memories don't make themselves.
We're a little tools. We swear by our service, and of course we swear by our price. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price. So
So second half about to resume here at Cornubia Park. The Premiers elect Peninsula Power have 2-goal advantage at the start of this second half. Elected not to go to the change rooms at the half-time break. Things are a bit crowded here at Cornubia Park in terms of dressing rooms, although it's told by President Mick Kelly that as soon as the football season is over, some extension to the facilities off to our left to have an upgrade of the dressing rooms. An early chance here for Peninsula Power potentially. Roper and Briggs combining. So if you have just joined us, remain close in the 17th minute scored, and Richie Hurlin from the penalty spot in the 31st. And just to assure you, Timmy Lawson, the cameraman, I checked on his welfare at half-time. He's good after the ball banged into our camera during that first half. No camera or cameraman harmed in that process. Close with the turn. Wide to the left, upright within the first minute of the restart. I wonder what Royce Brownlee, the player coach for Logan, would have said to his charges at half-time after seeing Peninsula against South a couple of weeks ago on our live stream, and here again today. To be brutally honest, they're just in a different league at the moment. South tried everything in the book for 90 minutes. Logan have been trying through this first half, but as I said, Peninsula just dominant over their opponents at the moment. There was a sneaky handball there, I think, from Briggs there. That's escaped the attention of the assistant. He's got away with that one, Briggs, I think. Got it in corner. I don't think any opponent has the answer as to how to combat Peninsula Power. Might be interesting in the final series. See whether East might have any answers. We'll see whether Royce has tinkered with his formation or put some subtle changes in that might be able to help his side get back into this game in the second half and try and keep them in touch with Eastern Suburbs. Brent. Briggs gives away the free kick. Opposite number 7, and Xander Guy will take it very quickly. Defended in the air by McAvoy. Barbarousas has just remained down momentarily now, back to his feet. Close. Throwing decision will go the visitors' way. Crack. Back to his keeper in Thorne. Sending this one long. The breeze has died down, I should say, but once again, it just looked like that ball held up. Still a little bit of a breeze I can see swaying through the trees. Far for Guy. Looks like the Mini-Roos have wrapped up over on the far field, and there's about to be a goal shooting contest. One of those ones where if you try and fire it into one of the various holes, you get a certain amount of points based on the level of difficulty that the juniors Look like they're going to line up for on that far side. Touchback by close for Fairgrieve. Skimmed along the ground. No real venom on it from Jimmy Fairgrieve. It's amazing looking at the stats that, apart from the two goalkeepers, Jake Reesby and the reserve, Jared Pollock, everyone on the score sheet for Peninsula at some stage during the season. Yellow card, the first one of the afternoon, comes out for the Logan skipper in Richie Hurlin. I think he's copped, who's he copped, Strickland or? Yeah, Strickland was his victim. Just hobbling off as his free kick is taken. And Briggsy sends it straight to Mitch Thorne. Switch it was the call. That exactly what Dylan Brent attempts, but unsuccessful in his efforts with Hurlin getting in the way. Touch out for Crack. Brown. No, it's the defender. It's got Brownlee up front. Guy steaming through. Boyd just content to clear away. Once again, Logan, no real answers in that final third. Barbarousis couldn't hit Guy. Hurlin. Woolley and Briggs look to have switched swings in this second half. Brownlee up against McAvoy. Corner here for Logan to potentially mount some sort of attack to reduce the deficit. Comes the corner, away by Cunha. Barbarousis. Roos one onto the roof of the clubhouse. Looks like there's been some sort of score in the shootout competition, judging by the cheers on the far side. Reesby with his goal kick. Briggs kept on going, hoping that it would get the better of Dylan Brent. Away by Thorne. Needs to be careful here, Far. Fairgrieve couldn't control the ball. Guy. Now Cunha. Strickland. Briggs. Strickland got a touch on it in desperation. Sent long again here for Logan Lightning. It's Brown up top at the moment. Trying to hassle defender and goalkeeper alike. Trying to force Peninsula into the area, but error I should say, but composure from the team that will be promoted into the NPL in 2019. Guy, heavy knock from Cunha. Referee's allowing advantage. Watch out, cameraman again. Won't make this mistake second time round. Free kick going Logan's way. Referee just asking for it to be played inside the Logan defensive half. That was an interesting decision by Dylan Brent to play it to Richie Greer with two Peninsula players in such proximity. Guy. Briggs. Crack able to come in for the win and I think might have exchanged a few words. Bit of a low five between the two, however. It's going to end up okay here for Close. First goal scorer of the afternoon. Towards Briggs. Briggs, he goes down, no contact this time. Right decision by the referee. Cunha. Strickland. Fairgrieve out on this near touchline. Just once again unable to control the ball for across the sideline. Guy. Debate that two-match streak without scoring a goal. Looks like Logan preparing their first substitution of the afternoon. Ryan Fett, the assistant coach with the tactics, with Royce Brownlee out on the park. Far. Brownlee picks out his skipper in Greer. He has to be careful, he's sitting on a yellow card. Vesey. And Far falls foul of the assistant's flag on the far side. Between Wide Bay and Wolves scheduled to have already kicked off. Let's see if we've got a score for you from around the grounds in that one. Oh, McAvoy deemed to have given away the free kick. There's plenty of discussion about that one. Thought it was a 50-50 there with Barbarousis. We don't have a round-the-ground score from that Wide Bay Wolves game. Keep an eye out on the various social media channels later on for the full-time result from that one. Being played in Bundaberg this afternoon. Brent. Greer. Do you keep it in, Woolley? No, says the assistant. Into the box by Hurlin. By Greer. How am I getting the two Richies confused? Brownlee attempts to get goal side of Fairgrieve. Those two would have played with each other at the Moreton Bay Jets in previous years. Corner for Logan, and the first change about to be made for the home side. Bashir Nur coming on in jersey 18. Are they going to wait for the corner to be taken? Initially indicating they wanted to take it at this break of play, but Logan just going to allow this corner to take place with the current formation. It's heavily hit way past the back post. Barbarousis now finds it outside the area. And Reesby scoops it up. Gets a relatively quick clearance away. Barbarousis. Woolley. And a yellow card being dished out to the Logan player. Bit of contact with his opponent. I think it's Guen Kim. Just waiting for him to turn around to confirm his number. Logan substitute still waiting at halfway. Into the area from the free kick. Woolley shaped it off the left, then put it onto the right. Brown. Threads one through for Guy. Beat a number of defenders. And then just lies flat on the back, thinking, gave all that effort. And it came to naught at the end, but not a bad effort from Guy. Shielded away by Vesey. Change will be made now. Who is coming off for Logan? Looks to be Lyndon Farr. And that is the case. So Lyndon Farr off for Logan. Replaced by 18 Bashir Nur. Farr looks like he's going straight off to the dressing room. I think he might be lining up for the 20s in the game after this. Barbarousis a win in the air. Strickland up against Brent. Barbarousis with the touch. Ball in the direction of Guy. McAvoy fashioned some sort of defensive effort. It's effective though. Unconventional. Free kick. Going Powers' way. There's the Lorikeets. Make their noise for the afternoon. Logan Lightning, an amalgamation of Logan Home and Beenleigh football clubs about 6 years ago, and Logan Home used to be known as the Logan Home Lorikeets. Very fitting considering the bird life in the area at this time of the afternoon. Greer. Knocking it around in the midfield and giving it away. Logan to Close. Well, I'm not quite sure what he was thinking there. Perhaps he was anticipating Briggs to get a little bit more forward than what he was getting, but he was just leisuring through Dean Briggs. Junior's been good again today. Strickland. Barbarousis, Brownlee up top. He's going to chase down his own ball. These two old Warriors going at it. Briggs. Fairgrieve, Roper. Fairgrieve. Woolley. Close, gets a touch on it. Giving it away was Woolley. Guy. Wide intention for Nur. Cunha recovers. Briggs. Close. Briggs in behind the defender now. Briggs zeroes in on goal. Slides across past Strickland. And Woolley. Secondary cross. Briggs at the far post. Briggs tries to drill one in. It's cleared off the line by Vesey. Briggs denied a goal in the first half. He's trying to keep that 8-goal game scoring streak intact. Shot from distance from Hurlin. Trying to curl it into the top right corner, but unsuccessful. Now the referee's giving the free kick and the yellow card to the substitute, Bahia Nur. I think I can hear Royce Burnley saying, well, it's his first tackle, and you've given him a yellow. It's a change momentarily to be made by Peninsula Power. Will be made now with Sam Roper coming off and coming on in number 12. Here's Alex Warrilow, former Logan Lightning player. Sam Roper gets a round of applause from the travelling support. So a little bit of a change in formation with Warrilow and Briggs swapping, it looks like. Meanwhile, free kick taken by Hurlin. Over the top right corner. Greer. Boyd. McAvoy. Cunha. Hurlin. Briggs was looking for contact. Referee wouldn't be fooled. Good chase for Fairgrieve. Warrilow, the substitute. Just a reminder, our Super Saturday continues at the conclusion of this game. Another match. Big in status. It's second versus first from Lions Stadium in the NPL Women's. Lions taking on the Gap. Can Lions collect the 3 points to reel in the gap between them and the Gap, or can the Gap extend their lead on top of the table? Join in at the conclusion of this one with Darren Lutton at 6 o'clock. The NPL Women's between Lions and the Gap. And a reminder, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, it's the NPL with Simon Smale, and he'll have Brisbane City versus North Queensland for you. And I'm back again next week on Sunday afternoon as we continue to chase the storylines in the FQPL. We've got Logan on the agenda again next week. They travel up to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. By the time we get to that, it could be a battle as to see who will finish third. Another crucial match in the FQPL next week, Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock from Bellinger Park and Buderim. It's the Wanderers up against Logan Lightning. Briggs. Cunha. Briggs with those distinctive orange fluorescent boots. Brent. And a guy just a little bit frustrated. Got in behind the defender. Not enough purchase on the ball to send Xander Guy into a one-on-one battle with Jake Reesby. Close. Hold him up was the call. Pretty successful in doing that, the Lightning, although Peninsula still in possession in their front third. Close. And a corner for the visitors after their heavy deflection off the back of Jamie Vesey. Looks like a second substitute about to happen here for Peninsula with Ben Ryan, the assistant coach, dishing out some final instructions to Jordan Dozzy. It'll be Richie Herland to have this corner from this near side of the park. Near post this time, and Boyd couldn't steer it towards goals. A few call of ironic cheers, Boydie. As in, what were you doing, Boydie? Under Joanne Mazza that's watching on with us this afternoon. Artificial light's almost taken over from the natural light here at Cornubia. Now Nur. What can he fashion here? Once again, that Peninsula defence is stout. Guy. And a goal kick for Peninsula Power. Probably the first real threat they've found themselves in this second half. Two Logan players up against Close. Hoofed away by Greer, who sends the birds that were travelling in that direction, scurrying in a different direction. Woolley leaves it for Strickland. Fashions an effort out for Warrilow. No. Up against Fairgrieve. Might have had the better of the pace there, no, but the better of the patience from Fairgrieve. Well, the assistant didn't put up his flag, but the referee's going to rule it anyway. And the replacement to be made for Peninsula Power with Ramon Close coming off. And in his place will be number 22, Jordan Dozzy, with a quarter of an hour to play. So Ramon Close's shift is done. Dozzy goes over. Just slipping on the Cornubia Park surface, which is just a little bit threadbare in parts. Not as bad as we saw at Ballinger Park last week, where players at times had significant issues with their footing. Barbarousis, the man chasing for Logan, hassling Fairgrieve. And a corner for Logan Lightning. Quarter of an hour for them to rescue this situation. As I said in the opener, they really need all 3 points here this evening. Not only for promotion hopes, but also to try and shore up a place in the top 4 in this +2 rounds time. Run home for Logan after tonight. They travel to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, as I said earlier on, up the M1, and then their final game here at Cornubia Park against Mitchelton, who will probably exit the finals race at the end of this round, but could still be influential in shaping the final series. No. Is it too quick for Guy? It isn't, but had no real option but to boot it up the right wing. Low man up top was Brownlee. Dozzy. His gangly long legs. Just looks a bit awkward at times, the tall man, but no shortage of scoring prowess. Combined 14 goals this season for his first club, Mitchelton, and then since coming to Peninsula about 8 rounds ago. Looked lively nerve since coming on as a substitute. Cunha. Rollo's got a bit of space out on this right if they can get it out there. They eventually find their man. Now Dozzy calling for it on the left. Warrilow beats that defender, gets a low cross in. Yes, he was the man to cut it out. Greer. Warrilow nicks in front of Barbarousis. And Dozzy didn't anticipate. Just reminding you of the run-in of the title, or the finals contenders and the promotion contenders. Eastern Suburbs travel out to Ipswich Knights tomorrow before games against South at Heath Park and then away to Capella. Lofted ball. Will Shoal of Eastern Suburbs still leads the Golden Boot race in the FQPL. It's going to be hard to rein in now after a hat-trick last week. Pretty sure when I looked, Marek Riddell was still in second, of course, having that mid-season move to Lions. Geordie Farina's the man in third. As I said before, Dean Briggs in fourth for Peninsula Power. Timid effort from Xander Guy. Southside home to Mitchelton tonight before travelling away to Eastern Suburbs next week, and then Wolves at home. So you'd figure that that game against Eastern Suburbs for Souths next week, that could be the one that is do or die from them. Need a win against Mitchelton tonight, and they would need to win against the Tigers, considering they're 3 points off fourth at the moment. Sunshine Coast Wanderers travelling away to Capalaba tonight for hosting Logan at home next week. For them, it could all come down to the final game at AJ Kelly against Peninsula. And if they could fashion something out of that, they'd be worthy of making a place in the final, the Wanderers. Free kick against Cunha. Roachdale away to Holland Park tonight. Should score the 3 points against the Wide Bay Buccaneers at Underwood Park next week in what will be a big event at Underwood Park, their final home game of the year, and they're going to tear down the grandstand in the clubhouse. Not because they have underachieved, but some renovations going into Underwood Park, and then Roachdale Rovers away to Ipswich Knights in round 26. And the third and final change for Peninsula Power coming in the way of Dean Briggs, it looks like, who will be the man coming off to be replaced by Sam Cronin in number 23. Came on in the 76th minute last week against Capalaba after being out through injury since the 18th of May. So 2.5 months almost out of the game for the former Raw Youth man and Sam Cronin. Quarter of an hour last week and another 10 minutes this week, just to get some running in the legs before the finals. Junior tries to hold up the free kick being taken by Logan. Greer. Brownlee. Greer a touch on. Boyd was physical, strong there to earn the ball. Woolley. Hassled by Guy. Hurlin. Dozzy. That's Cunha. Logan about to make a second change. Dozzy. Held at close quarters by Greer. Flag goes up against Woolley. So 7 minutes plus stoppages. Scoreless second half at Cornubia. Peninsula player fouled. Logan just holding off on that change for the moment. Plenty of talk on that far side. Peninsula ball. And the sub will be made for Logan at this change, at this break of play. They're trying. Not this time round. Well, in fact, the assistant coach did everything to attract Trent Sleeman's attention. Fairgrieve. Barbarousis. Straight into the path of Dozzy. No. Cunha. Can't turn the ball over to Dan Cunha. Make you pay every single time. Cronin. Strickland. Cronin steps over the ball a couple of times in an attempt to deceive his opponents. Here comes the ball delivered in, fumbled by Thorne. Able to get there in front of the advancing Strickland, however. Back to the other keeper in the Peninsula one in Reesby. Woolley. Cronin. Cunha brings it into the attacking half for the Power. Warrilow slides one along the ground. His target was Cunha. Flag goes up, and the substitution will now be made by Logan Lightning. Be Royce Brownlee coming off. I've got a 35 on my team sheet, not a 25. So I'm going to assume this is Reece Fisher. As I said, I've got 35 on my team sheet, so apologies if I've misidentified the substitute, but it's what we're going to have to go with. Clearance from Thorne under pressure. Peninsula with enough pressure there for Logan to concede a throw in their defensive territory. Ball on the ground. The net ripples, but it's into the side netting. 3+ stoppages remaining. No. Cronin. Back heels for himself. Tug of the shirt from Barbarousis, the referee, right in front of his... what's the word I'm looking for? Right in front of his sight. It's the easy one. And now Royce Brownlee is upset and animated on the bench. Both teams there with the opportunity to complain to the referee. Free kick from Boyd. Nodded down by Dozzy. Match ticking down to its conclusion with 60 seconds plus stoppages remaining. Guy being edged towards the corner. Perhaps Logan can breathe some late hope into this game. It won't be through that phase. Maybe the experienced captain, Richie Greer, with professional experience in Asia. Maybe he's the one to compose his side. Maybe I've just given the commentators curse. Here's Fairgrieve. Still battling hard for his side. He's got 2 men to beat. He's done that. Warrilow picks out Fairgrieve again. So 90 minutes about to be completed. Just a reminder that there's more action on Super Saturday for you with Darren Lutton from Lions Stadium in the NPL Women's. It's first versus second, Lions versus the Gap. Stick around on the Football Queensland Facebook page or YouTube channel, coming up immediately after we're done here at Cornubia Park. So into stoppage time now, the dying embers of this game. He's picked out a free kick there against Dozzy, presumably for handball. Could have allowed the advantage. There was no real Peninsula players in the vicinity. Morello, can he get on the score sheet from the substitutes bench? Heavy deflection and a corner here for the visitors late in this encounter. So another comprehensive victory here for Peninsula to take them to 22 wins for the season and keep their unbeaten streak alive at 23. 67 competition points. It will be at the full-time whistle. A massive 24 points. 23 points back to second place Eastern Suburbs, and a late yellow card for the Peninsula player. Peninsula with the bye next weekend, so they get the rest at the perfect time for them. The bye in round 25, round 26 at home to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, and then the semi-finals the week after that, and then hoping for the grand final in about 3 weeks' time. Hacked away by Fairgrieve, even too tall for the gigantic Jordan Dozzy. Greer. Brent's got space on this left-hand side. Skipper for Peninsula, McAvoy. Morello might have just copped a knock there from Dylan Brent, just clutching at the right ankle or the top of the right foot. He's going to get back to his feet and jog it off. So the song will be sung in the Peninsula dressing rooms again, and no doubt posted to their social media channels for you to watch shortly after. Juggernaut knows no end at the moment. Logan still have the honour of being the only side to take points away from Peninsula. Sunshine Coast will have one final chance to do that in round 26. Logan might get another chance at Peninsula in the final series. If you're unfamiliar with the FQPL final series, top four. First versus fourth in the first week, second versus third. Straight knockout. The two losers are gone. The two winners straight through the following week's grand final. Just a 2-week final series in the FQPL as the referee, Trent Sleeman, blows his full-time whistle. A goal to Ramon Close in the 17th minute, followed by a penalty conversion to Richie Hurlin in the 31st. No goals in the second period. And it's Peninsula who bring up their 22nd win of the season against Logan Lightning to the tune of 2-0. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. Once again, more action for you with the NPL Women's Game coming your way from Lions Stadium with Darren Lutton. But from Cornubia Park, on behalf of the team, it's a good night. And Peninsula Power have defeated Logan Lightning by 2-0.